If you're like a lot of people, you feel that your life is so heavy and so cluttered, and you feel overwhelmed and you just don't know what to do. You feel like maybe I need to make a major change. I need to move house. I need to change my job. What is it? I feel so overwhelmed and I don't know what to do. Well, the truth of the matter is it may be something closer to home and easier to fix than you realize. And if you're interested in learning what, keep watching. There are a few things that are wearing us out these days, and they are things that we do in our everyday life, things that we look at and engage in everyday life. And you can make tweaks to your life that will make things a lot lighter. First, your environment. A messy environment can equate to a messy life. It can evolve into a chaotic and messy life. If you have lots of material things around your home, clothes that you do not wear, kitchen items, things stacked up in your basement, in your hallways, when you walk into your house, you you feel like you don't want to be there. And here you are again in that same situation where you are feeling so heavy and overwhelmed. Well, suggestion is this because I make suggestions that have worked for me. The first thing I do is take inventory. Anything that I do not wear, anything I don't use, anything I do not like, it has to go. I make a pile of get rid of, donate, put on Poshmark, give away, whatever you need to do. But get that out because when you start seeing your closet look lighter, your kitchen cabinets where you keep your pots and pans and so forth, when you start seeing what it looks like again and it starts looking lighter, you start feeling lighter because when things are tight and you have too much of everything, it just clutters your mind and it's so overwhelming. So the first thing you should do is just really take inventory of your environment, your home, your car, things you just don't need. Get rid of them. You will feel a lot better. I promise you. Oh, we live in a communication age, and it seems like because of social media, you want to communicate with everyone at every minute of the day because it seems that you can do that. We are aimlessly scrolling on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, all of these other social media apps and platforms. We don't know most of the people. The majority we have never seen, but we don't want to miss anything. You don't want to miss the latest trend. You don't want to miss the latest joke, fashion, whatever. But honestly, that is so overwhelming. And what I've done, I have removed a couple of apps. I used to be on TikTok and so forth. And I'm not suggesting here that you go through and just start getting rid of things that you like. I'm just sharing the truth of what is making us feel so overwhelmed. And you have to make that assessment for yourself. But what I did was I did remove TikTok. I didn't really use it. So I wasn't really interested that much what people were posting because the platforms that I really enjoyed, like YouTube and Instagram, I would post on. And I do post on, obviously, right? I didn't need the many others. There's other platforms that I still have, but I basically use those to keep in touch with family and, see what they're up to. But I don't really engage as much anymore because you don't have time for it and it becomes so overwhelming. You're laying in your bed and you're thinking about what is on TikTok or what is on Instagram. That is a sign that something is a little bit off and we need to just reassess what's important. It is just entertainment after all. So don't let it overwhelm your entire life because it's not that important. Set maybe some boundaries. That's what I do. I honestly do. I love social media. It's fun and it's helpful. A lot of the times, like YouTube is so helpful to me. I look up all kinds of things. I've learned how to cook certain dishes and different artistic things, right? But you don't have to be on it all night or have it up and available by your bed all night. I've turned off notification where it will pop up on your phone when someone has replied to your message, because we can post a reply and we can't wait for that person to respond or someone to respond because it makes us feel so good. You're just depending on that too much. And so what you want to do to alleviate some of that stress, because it is stress, turn off, the apps notifications on your phone. I've turned those off. And when I'm ready to go to that app, I will see that someone responded. And if it's someone I know and it's urgent, they have my phone number. They will send me a text or they will call. So you have to think about it like that. It's entertainment to amuse you, but you have to control how you use it because it can really start to make you feel heavy. Things that start out so good and fun can turn into an obligation, and social media is not an obligation. Now, one other thing I want to talk about is toxic environments when it comes to people. People we do know and people we don't know. Stop entertaining chaos because that starts to make you feel bad about yourself because you're engaging in a back and forth. Or if you're just listening or you're looking at someone's post, even on social media, you're looking at the post and it's something negative, something that makes you feel bad about yourself, even when you see it, or you can't stop thinking about it because it was so awful, or someone says something isn't the truth. You don't always have to jump in and reply and try to fix them because you cannot fix them. They're going to continue to scroll on and go and move on, and they've forgotten about the conversation you were having. You don't even know people, even if you know them. If it was negative, they've moved on and forgotten about the conversation and moved on to troll someone else. So we don't always have to um, interact with toxicity. I think that's the word. We don't always have to interact because it's exhausting, gives you a headache, wears you out, your anxiety is raising. It's not worth all of that. People in real life, if you have a friend or acquaintance or a coworker, someone that whenever you are around them and whenever you're talking, you walk away feeling so heavy and so tired and mentally drained. That is a sign that it is time to clean house. You have a right to protect your mental state, your mental health. If it's someone that's related to you, if it is a friend, it does not matter. You have to protect yourself so you can pull back. I have pulled back and I have no guilt about it because if I'm left feeling sad or shedding a tear from a conversation, that's a sign that something is not right. It's super unhealthy. And so you have to declutter when it comes to those types of situations. This is your life. Stress can cause you some major damage. You have to protect yourself and protect those you love. And this is why I come and share things that have helped me because I used to be like, well, I don't want to hurt their feelings. I don't want to hurt their feelings. So maybe she just needs somebody to talk to. But when they're always dumping the negative on you, or when you're talking to them, snide remarks come out. Why are you doing this? You know, I don't do that. You need to, it's just something always negative. They never have anything good to say. They thrive on negativity. They thrive on hurting others because they're hurting inside. There is a term that hurt people. And that is so true. I don't have to explain what that means. You get it. And that is so true because it makes them feel better to pass that energy on to you. And so now you're sharing in their pain. If you have someone or people in your life like that, you need to really back off from them. Now, if it's like a spouse or something like that, I mean, you need to really work through it seriously. I'm not saying that because, when you take a vow, you took a vow, unless they are putting your life in danger. But that's just not a video that I'm posting here. Just saying, you know what I mean. People who are just acquaintances, friends, family members that just don't have to be that close into your life. Because if they're negative all the time or making you sad or hurt or doubting yourself, it's time to declutter. They may still be available to you, but you don't always have to be there for them to dump things on. And I just really hope that you are hearing what I'm saying in this video, because I was thinking about it, and it's just so hard to clear things out of our lives. You get sentimental about material things, and so you keep it. And I think they call that a hoarder. You don't want to be an emotional hoarder and just keep people around because you've known them forever, or well, they don't have anyone, they're not married, they don't really have a lot of friends. And it's not your job to be the emotional dumping ground. Share some encouragement with them, but if they push back on it all the time, the best you can do is pray for them. That's what I say. Sometimes the best I can do for people is pray for them. That's still being a good friend, but you're not there for them, to be their emotional punching bag, or take in all of that negative energy, because it hurts. It hurts you, and you just don't need it. So it is November. We really just have like a month and a half of this year, and there's been a lot that has happened in my life this year. Good and not so great, but things work them out, and things work themselves out, and we endure, right? Starting today, after this video, just think about what I was said, and hopefully, a couple of things um, can help you. I'm nobody's psychologist or anything, you know, just a friend who's sharing a word and advice. Um, I've been through 57 years, and I've learned a little bit from my experiences, and so hopefully what we've talked about here today can help you out a little bit. So thank you for sharing your time with me today. I really do appreciate it. I do. I do not take you for granted at all, because there are thousands of videos in this YouTube space, and you chose to stop and spend a little time with me. So I thank you for that. Wherever you are in the world, I really hope you're having a wonderful morning, afternoon, or evening, and we'll see you on the next video. You take care. Be good, love each other, and be safe. And by the way, I really like this look today. I'm wearing Natasha Denona. I've really discovered Natasha Denona eyeshadows. I really like the formula, and I'm wearing the gold palette. So really do like that. And then of course my Charlotte Tilbury uh, Big Lip Plumpgasm. So I'm just really having fun with the fall makeup this season. So yeah, see you guys next time.